Come on. Are you guys ready to do this? We are going to get it twisted. So, first of all, aloha and welcome to the stream. How you doing? Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you guys here. You know, we do this every single Tuesday and Saturday. If you are new around these parts, make sure you type new in the chat. Let us know. If you're watching on the replay, type replay squad. Let us know. And I got to say good morning and salutations to the Let's Get Live family. If you're not part of that, you can fix that. It is docrock.live/group. Come in, be a part of the family, and we will just teach you all kind of crazy stuff. Now, what I really want to do is go deep dive into Sony A1 content, but I can't because I decided today was the day we're bringing our special guests. I've been waiting to do this stream for a minute because I know that this person is about to explode. So what we wanted to do was wrap our head around the channel, the growth, the mission, and figure out how to go in the right direction, because running 100 miles an hour the wrong direction gets you the wrong place faster. So now we're going to try to run 100 miles an hour in the right direction. That could be your left. Who knows? I don't know how to do this camera stuff, but we finna get in there. So without further ado, we're going to bring up our special guest. She is a personal trainer. She's teaching busy professionals how to live a healthier lifestyle. And most importantly, what got me excited was this idea of corrective fitness. I can just look at that and understand it and kind of see what it is, but I'm not fully versed, so we're going to ask her and get into that. But, you know, imagine you've been doing what I'm doing right now, hunched over a microphone all the time, and you're just ruining your posture and your back, and then you wake up talking about my neck, my back, my neck and my back. Well, she knows how to do that and help you get along to your goals, you know, and so it doesn't have to be you're going to become a gym rat, just minor tweaks that make your day a lot better. So without further ado, let's bring on our special guest, Miss Lola Machete Kenton. Bosh! And the crowd went wild. Woo, woo, woo. What's up, Machete? How you doing?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm excited. I've been pinching myself to check whether this is reality or a dream, because I am on Doc's show. Yay!
Thank
I'm
you.
doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you, Doc. How are you?
Good, good. I said, we got your knife partner in crime, Kelly. Baby got bot, baby got content, Kelly Noble Mirabella, or K&M. Sorry. Every time I see Kelly's name, it reminds me of that old song, KLF. Anyway, good to see you, Kel. Good to see you. We got Keely's here. Let's see. We got Johanna. She's in the building. You know what? I keep reminding myself I have to send her the Hawaiian song that reminds me of her name. It cracks me up. Anyway, yes, right? Did you notice, Miss D? Of course, Miss D is here, ear slicing, saying herself, your image quality is quite incredible, Lola. Looks very
Thank you.
good.
Thank
Or
you.
as Fulgens quietly put it, Glola. Yes, good to see you. Hello, Kim. Good to see you here. Konnichiwa. Or, yeah, that's about right for where you're at. So, Lola, first of all, not that folks don't know, but just in case people watch on the replay or, you know, they're new around these parts, explain folks a little bit about you and what it is that you do.
So you said it perfectly in a simple way. I'm a personal trainer and nutrition coach, and I do help busy professionals get to a healthier weight while at the same time correcting their muscle imbalances. And I do that through customized programs that are targeted to them, their lifestyle, their goals. So pretty much that's about it.
That's very cool. I mean, first of all, okay, so in the area of fitness, like, there's a lot of different sort of arenas, right? And one of the reasons why I have such positivity on where you're going with your growth in your channel is because most of the stuff that's out there right now is sort of vanity fitness, if that makes any sense. And I know that's probably a bad way to say it because the people that are doing it, they don't know that they're doing it that way. But there's an awful lot of vanity fitness folks out there. It's not necessarily coming from a pure health aspect. Like they're healthy by more than the rest of us because they work out every day. You know what I mean? But they're also not like, how can I help other people, get this way versus feel like they need to compete with me to add one more layer of, muscle and rip, if that makes any sense.
It does. It
Why
does.
is Sammy asking about the machete? No, Sammy, we're not cutting machetes today. We're growing the fitness channel. So good thing Kali is here because she will understand what we're talking about. I just want to know why. I'm assuming that's the emoji when it tells me that Joe. Yes, it is the emoji. Okay. So now I was wondering, why does it tell me that there's an elbow cough? It's actually a dab. But why? Why
It is.
did YouTube reads it as an elbow cough, but it's intended to be a dab? That's super funny. I just realized that. Okay. All right, cool. Let's do that. I got you. I got you, Tommy. I just did it. I boosted up Lola a little bit. So we're going to talk about growing a fitness channel today. So let's pop over here and see if I did this correctly. Bum, bum, bum. Yes, I did it right. Wow. And the crowd went, wow. This is your channel. It looks very good. I love the banner. We had this. We did a channel review a little bit ago. So I love what you did with the banner. Keeping it in the center for folks who don't know, it means that if we were to pull this up on a mobile situation, it will still look good because everything's stuck inside here. This normally on the outside areas gets cut off when you switch into a mobile format. Okay? So you have your channel trailer, which is dope, right? Oh, I did. My bad. I didn't do that. I'll do it now. And then look, I even hit this, boink. And I give you the extra bell. All right, cool. So now we know when Glola posts a video. Well, you always post it in the group, so I already know anyway. But beside the point. So this is cool. I like what you're doing here with the playlist at the top. This is like the best of the beast. Very good. And you have your reviews up here. And then you have some lifestyle changes, which is cool. I love the concept and the branding behind the Fat Logic. That's very genius. That's a cool way to brand a themed oriented content. What we picked up the other day in a channel review, and I need to change mine. I have it on my list of things to do this weekend. Change this uploads to Beast Train Mean uploads, right? Because then it just helps with the SEO, so to speak. It helps with the search engine bots because it's just another reference. So you can put like Beast Train Mean uploads or recent uploads or something like that, right? Same
It's
with the
funny that
product.
you mentioned.
Huh?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's funny that you mention it because ever since YouTube changed this layout, I've been trying to figure out how to rename those playlists.
Oh, I think you have to go into playlist and actually edit the playlist name. You know what I mean? So you go on your back end where you create playlists, and then you'll have a little pencil, and that pencil will allow you to edit the name of the playlist. Worst case scenario,
Awesome.
you could create a new playlist and then just reorganize them into the playlist. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
No, I
just like
was.
we're this DIY, you would just rename this in the playlist area. It's going to be on your studio if it makes sense to me. I think it does.
It
Um,
does.
so I need to go back to the home where it was because yeah, this is kind of cool how you have it laid out right here. Um, so yeah, just rename these, put your name in the front. I really do love this concept, and most of these are relatively short. Have you turned these into podcasts?
No.
Is there any portion where the video has to be seen? Like if someone just didn't watch but just listened to the audio, is it the same?
It should be because mainly those fat logic or their reaction videos to posts that I find on Reddit, and I read the post before I react to them. So the content can be enjoyed whether it's watched or listened to.
Okay, so here's what I would tell you, dude. Take these guys right here, pull out the 3 seasons, organize them as audio files, as podcasts, and submit them as podcasts. So drop season 1, let it marinate for a few weeks. Drop season 2, let it marinate for a few weeks, and then drop season 3. As a matter of fact, maybe something that David can help you with is have it so that you can have it auto post to the podcasting or release. So you're releasing podcast content without actually releasing podcast content. But the advantage of dropping these again as podcasts and then having it on the website with a transcript is you will gain the Google juice. You know what I'm saying?
Sweet.
So the
Yes.
transcript, someone's going to either through a program like I use Descript or through a site like Rev or Mrs. D use another one that begins with an O. Or my brain just went dumb because I know the name of it. Auto. Sorry. You would send it to them and they will transcribe it as, text for you. And so every time one of those podcasts go up, that blog post would go following it. And then maybe you could do say the podcast come out like twice a week or something. Depends on how many episodes is in each series. Is it like
Yeah,
5?
usually, well,
Oh, I see 10.
I started the season with 9 to 10 around that. Try
Oh,
not to make
perfect.
them too long either, and
Perfect.
not too short. So,
So the ones that have 9, add one more and make it 10. The ones that have 10 are perfectly fine. And then drip those out as podcasts coming out like once a week. You have almost an entire year of podcasts if you have 30. You know what I mean? And you're dropping it like once a week. And then all what that's going to do is start to build what's known in the SEO world as page authority or, keyword authority, right? So yeah, and you can do it with a Spreaker account according to Miss I. You can make a Spreaker account.
yeah,
Um yeah, we are on this mission to get everyone to have what's the word I'm looking for? We're getting on a mission for everyone to have their content on a site that they own. So a WordPress instance with something like Blueberry is maybe better, just so that your content doesn't exist somewhere where you don't own it, right? Yeah, and Instagram fitness. That's a good answer. John is going back to what we were talking about earlier. Hey, champion, what's up, brother? Good to see you here. Everyone's saying hi to Lola, and of
great.
course,
Hi, hi all.
yes, of course, Coach. Hold on, we got to do it
Hi,
because Coach is
coach.
here.
You are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. You are awesome.
Yeah, I love that. I love
That's
that.
the way to do it.
Yes, I love that. I love that. Okay, so yes. Yes. Okay, we have to create one playlist and click all of them. Yes, that's how we do it. Miss Joe is giving us what to do. Um, so yeah, one thing, Rob, and this is a good question for you. Maybe the reviews will age, but I am pretty positive that Fat Logic is evergreen, which is dope. A lot of people that are making their content aren't necessarily creating evergreen content, but the food science around Fat Logic should be evergreen unless there's a new something comes out, in which case you could always add a special episode. Like if they found out all of a sudden next week that one could eat as much butter as possible and nothing will happen to them, then you can make a special edition post. So yeah, I'm gonna say I don't think the content will age very much. Yes, Corey, very dope. You can repurpose content as podcast content. What a lot of people make the mistake of, including myself, I was taking my podcast audio and just adding it to YouTube with a still picture, and that's not the same. However, if you had a explicative, not curse words, but something that was explaining how to do something and it didn't require imagery, you could easily turn that into a podcast. So yes, it can kind of go both. I know that a large portion of the, let's say, mindset oriented podcasts I listen to or the marketing podcast, I don't need to see the image. Their info is the same whether I saw the backup image or not. Seeing the backup images does add a little extra je ne sais quoi, but it's not necessary. When Seth Godin is explaining to you how to craft your tribe or things like that, the imagery is just there as boosters. They don't do much, so they can very much be turned into podcasts. So that's why you see a lot of podcasts doing it the other way around. So yeah, that's cool. Very, very cool. So that one looked good. So for your review content, are you making a blog to go with it as well, or are you just doing the reviews on YouTube?
I pair them with blogs.
Okay,
I I definitely do. Yes.
that's important because that's going to help grow your authority as well. I mean, let's not get it twisted. You have a, let's say, competitive niche, but that doesn't mean you can't do this, right? It has to do with
Absolutely.
knowing how to wrap the blog content and this content as well as your. Now here's the key one: have you started your mailing list?
Not yet. And that's
Ooh.
actually it's funny. No, 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 no.
Ooh.
Don't
Machete.
don't sound saucy.
You don't get to say not machete me. Not the way you chop
It
everybody
is
else.
in the work. No, Doc, it is in the work, and
Okay.
I've tapped David on that already. It is in the work.
Okay. Very important. The reason why I say is because I think right now what you're growing here is super dope. And two ways that I would back it up right away is I would back it up with a email list, right? I think the email list, backing this up to an email list will just get people a way to come in, right? And so that tripwire could be meal plan. The tripwire could be simple, like at your desk stretching exercises or simple at your desk exercises, something to do 3 times a day. Get up out of your seat, walk around. Even if you're working at home, like I think it's worse. At the office, we had to get up and go talk to Carol. You know what I mean? Or we had to go to the water cooler and gossip with Tommy, or tell Tommy that we're pissed off because Miss Diana getting on my nerves and I can't stand that lady. Blah blah blah. Like you got to get up out your chair to go talk smack about somebody. But at home, it's easier to sit at that chair and like you got your laptop in your lap, you got the TV on, and you're quote unquote working, but you're also doing some other stuff, and the refrigerator is right there. At work, when you get hungry, at the office, you might have a snack machine, but it's on the 4th floor, so that requires more thought. So you be like, forget it. But at home, the snack machine is 12 feet that way. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why a lot of people caught the COVID. So you think about this, it's like, okay, gang, we may be able to go back to our offices soon, and you have picked up that COVID juice. All right, these are some simple stuffs that you can start to transition back into. Or, you could have your weekly email list could talk about just maintaining cortisol levels, because the stress of working at home with the kids yelling at you is going to make you more fluffy than normal because your cortisol is at a different level. That's what I hear in theory. So definitely do your tripwires. Partner up with like Kathy and get a little meal prep recipe type book. You know what I mean? Like, oh, instead of eating this, eat that. Like, if you are this type of person, and because you're working with busy professionals, you know what I mean, get people to switch their like go-to grinds. So like for me in the office, like I always got to have something to snack just in case I can't get out of here. I like to keep like nuts around, right? Because that's a good one to just shut your stomach up, but it's not going to like, give you side handles. You know what I mean?
That is true. Well, you touch on something that I have been working on since the last 2 months. I do currently have two recipe books that I've been trying to find a way to add on my website or put out somehow. So it's definitely all in the work,
Oh, I got you.
and I
I
try
got
to.
I got you. Hold on. Keep talking while I type this in.
Yes, I mean, I touched a little bit about it in a clubhouse room earlier, but I try to remind myself that I'm at the right spot and in the right time, and I should not get myself too frustrated, even though I'd like to be at a certain point. But I also remind myself that I'm still new in this. I'm still new. I mean, the website started just last year, and I'm figuring out things as I go, and I try to remind myself to just enjoy the process as I go, and things are just going to fall into place. But yes, I do have
Well,
two
the
recipe books
advantage
out.
of being in the position that you're in right now is you have a chance to set foundations without having the mistakes that people that are further along than you have already made, right? So that is highly a positive thing. And the other thing is because you are working from intentionality and from purpose, you can make sure that you are moving in a direction again with intentionality and purpose. Like you know where you're going, right? So once it starts to grow, once it starts to snowball, you will be at a much higher pace than the average person that is doing this because they've been doing so many things the wrong way chasing what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of people are chasing the sub for subs. They're chasing all of these, sort of weird oriented things. So yeah, you don't want to do that. All right. So I'm going to show
No.
you something real quick that might get you on the way. This I got put onto by Phil Edge, and this is really dope. This is known as Designer. It allows you to create ebooks and lead magnets, right? And so basically, you would take your podcast and turn it into blog show notes, right? So they're just telling you how to like do this stuff, but you would take your ebook and you would create that and put that up on your Buy Me a Coffee page, and then that becomes a collection of emails that you get. So you would be like, hey, here's my ebook for my recipes, and just send email list. I mean, put in your email address and I'll send it to you. And then it will send it to them automatically, but it's formatted in a nice way. What's really cool about ebooks that a lot of people don't talk about, you could take the accompanying video where you spoke of various portions of this and you can apply that. Okay. So maybe someone saw the video on their phone, but then you mentioned the ebook and they go, yeah, I want that. So they go to the Buy Me a Coffee page, they put in the info, it sends them the ebook. The ebook turns right around and it resends them information about how to get back to the YouTube channel. And then they're like, man, that's fine. You know what? I better subscribe to this person. That grows the channel. Sometimes it takes, according to marketing school, when Kai and I were in school, it takes 7 touch points before people actually become that sort of advocate or that customer for you. It takes 7 touch points, 7 interactions. So, yeah, this might be a pretty dope way to do it to get your ebook out. Also, don't forget, here comes the free one that everyone forgets about. It doesn't cost anything. iBooks Author. If you know how to use Pages, you already know how to use it. It is basically the Pizac and Excise thing as Pages, but it's free. It's put out by Apple, and you'll end up on every iOS device out the gate. And then you can still make the PDF version downloadable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know why it's not loading, but it's trying to load. You can just go into the App Store, download this guy. It's very easy to build out your book, and if you know how to use Pages, you already know how to use this. It's simple, very, very simple. Let me investigate the comments and see what folks be saying over here. Tommy is making fun of us because I said je ne sais quoi. Is je ne sais what? It just means I don't know. I think that's what it means.
That's not how you spell it out, though. So,
Yeah, don't trust Tommy. That's funny. James said that nice smile. Yeah, that's when she kills people because she's smiling. Everybody think, oh, she's so nice. And stabbed in the neck. Yeah, you should definitely talk to a dental company about getting a toothpaste sponsorship. Okay, Miss Eileen said, sorry I said that wrong. If you go from YouTube to podcast, give Anchor a try. If you want to go from podcast, okay, yeah. Yes, true, 100%. Miss D says she used Anchor for like the longest time. I'm kind of peeping out this thing called Captivate, which Ian Anderson Gray over on the Ecamm Live create your podcast type thing is there. He brought that up, and so he kind of got me jazzed on that. What did you just do?
I move my hand.
Oh no, it's funny because that Sigma is so quick, right? It just goes like it's so quick. It's kind of it's funny because I was looking at the iBooks author page loaded, and then your screen did that. That kind of messes me up, but it's hilarious. Okay, let's look. So this is iBooks for authors, and you basically just download the program. It's exactly like Pages. You can do your thing, and don't forget that Sylvia can help you like turn it into a real book after. You know what I mean? So you could do it in sections as an ebook, as a lead magnet, if you will, or a top of the funnel type thing. But at the end, when you got enough of them together, you can absolutely turn that into a regular book, you know? So I think this is another fantastic way. So using your, Miss D says she uses Libsyn, by the way. Oh, why'd you do that? Lock your scenes, Doc. Holy goodness. Okay, by the way, people, if you ever have this happen in the middle of the stream, press undo and then undo. Of course, it didn't do it. Uh-oh. See, this is why you're supposed to lock the scenes, Doc Rock. That is so funny. I thought I did that. Okay, cool. Let's lock that bad boy right now before I break it again. And I'm here, lock. All right, cool. Woo! That was kind of crazy. That was borderline crazy.
I think that happened live, so yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. If it happens when it's live, it's all good. What was I trying to? Oh, now my scroll is out of whack, and so of course me having ADD, or what's the word I'm looking for?
You were
OCD.
talking about turning ebooks into real books.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, you can definitely turn your ebook into a real book. What I was trying to say is that Ms. D says she uses Libsyn now, which is, the de facto, like the best podcast people all use Libsyn. It is what it is. What the other thing though, so we got the process. So the best way to go to the channel right now for you is first finish flushing it out so it's easier to be found. Continue with the blog posting so that as soon as the video goes, there's an accompanying blog. That helps you with your SEO. That helps you with your Google juice, all of the above. Now, here comes the ancillary stuff that you can do. You're kind of already killing it on Instagram, so keep doing that. That is very important as well. I started to back off my IG for a little bit because trying to grow IG at the same time as trying to grow a channel can be challenging, but you have the capability of doing it. So for you, I won't let you have a pass of saying don't try to do both. That's for the people that like to cry and say that they're too busy. And then I see their next post is, I just rewatched 3 seasons of Lost. And I'm like, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, so you're not in that mindset. So you can kind of do both, but get thematic on the days, right? So I just set up my calendar for, the whole month of February. I've actually scheduled about 50% of the posts for the month of February. If something comes up timely, something that needs to be brought up, like last week when we lost the great Hank Aaron, I could just substitute that post and take the other one that's evergreen and move it to a different date, no biggie. But I have 14 of my 28 posts for February already set up. The only thing that will be added is like the show with Rob or the show with Anita's coming on. The show like you did today, right? That post drops this morning. That's all scheduled out. So you can, Facebook and Instagram have built-in schedulers right now. Also, it turns out it doesn't work for IG, but for your Facebook post, and here's the next one I'm going to tell you, your LinkedIn post, do you know Canva will actually let you schedule those posts on LinkedIn and Facebook? I just found it out.
I knew you could do that on Canva. That's, of course, I usually find out things randomly because I click everywhere. But yes, I that's pretty much how I go about the other social platform. I have the posts and I schedule them, and usually in one I use, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's APPFI, API, whatever. But that's where I schedule
IFTTT.
my,
If this,
no,
then
that's not.
that.
So yeah, I use an application to schedule all my posts, and it lets me schedule them on 4 different platforms. So all I do is put the post there, enter the description and the tags and all, and I select what platform I want it to go to, and when comes the time, it just posts it
This.
by itself. So it's a time saver. That's about how I go on Instagram. We were talking about Instagram earlier, so
So this is it. APPHI.
yes,
Oh. App fee.
it lets you schedule on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook.
Alrighty then. Yeah, this kind of websites irritate me, dude. You don't say anything. You just stuck right there, and then yeah.
I
Anyway.
I use it on the phone though, because I try to use it on a computer and I don't like the computer interface. I do it all on my phone.
Yeah. See, I use some highfalutin stuff called Agora Pulse. Yeah, Agora Pulse. Wait, see, I can't even type.
Yeah, there are a few services like that. There is another similar one is Hotspot or
Hoot.
Hot Stuff, something like
Yeah,
that.
there's Hootsuite. There's
Um,
HubSpot. There's a bunch of different ones. Yeah,
Hot Suite, that's the one. Sorry, Hot Suite.
yeah. This guy
And
is
yeah, there.
a little highfalutin. So yeah, don't come over here unless you're ready to do work, because this is what I got right there. So yeah, don't do that. But the thing that's cool about that. Okay, so I'm going to say that definitely start doing your Instagram. I'm sorry. Now start doing your
The
LinkedIn,
next or the
and
link. Yeah.
LinkedIn doesn't like us just post. I just found this out recently again too. LinkedIn doesn't like us just posting YouTube videos on LinkedIn.
No.
LinkedIn wants you to make purpose-built content for LinkedIn. So make sure you make, even if it's small ones, or just rechop the video a little bit or move things around, and post it, or just post it natively there instead of YouTube. So because we're growing the YouTube channel, let it sit on YouTube for like a week. After it's done, repost it to LinkedIn. The only thing that you would need to do is take off the like and subscribe buttons. You know what I mean? Because they don't match over there. So you basically, when you save the edit, right? So you're in Final Cut, you're doing your thing and you're done. You publish one with the like and subscribe buttons there, and you publish one without them there. And that's it. So that way you have the extra piece to send to LinkedIn. You know what I mean? And then for right now, your clients are going to come from there, because your target market is corrective fitness for busy people, like busy executives or whatever. That's where they're all at. They're all cruising over there. Once you start conversating with them, you tell them to, jump on the YouTube, because then you have a better opportunity. Your live streams will come on YouTube. You have a chance to answer questions directly, all of the above. So, but this is a farm for you. You want to build your community probably on LinkedIn, and the next one we're going to talk about in 1 second as soon as I check the comments. That's funny, Luis. It's filmed down the street. So, yeah, I know. It's literally filmed down the street. I BS you not. Like, their filming headquarters is probably 4 miles away from here. Okay, and Miss I says use Buffer. Buffer is also very dope. I was using all of those lowbrow ones until I got Agora Pulse, and it's bad. But, yeah, it's different story. Okay, so we got the concept of growing through the post, through the blogs, through scheduling posts on IG. I keep saying Instagram. LinkedIn is a fantastic farm for your clientele because of the mission statement that you set as you're going after busy people. So Shorts is going to be big, and we'll talk about that in a second. But before we get to Shorts, the last one is, have you applied for your club? Where are you going? Oh, yes.
You're about to say something about it. I haven't.
Oh, my goodness. Girl, do that today. It will take you all of 5 minutes. But apply for your club, because I tell you why. That app is going to explode. And you can have the conversations about the nutrition side, and you can have the conversations about the exercise side in a room. People can ask questions directly, right? That's something that they can't do watching the video. And right now, honestly, as you scroll through the room, I don't see a lot of people talking about what you're talking about in there yet. So you want to get in there before they come, right? So just start the room. And it could be, we're going to talk about, and do it on Saturday or Sunday, and be like, we're going to talk about meal prep. Like, these are some deals you can score right now. Turns out everybody's area is going to be different, but, some of the chains are the chains, right? So Target has carrots on sale this week. You guys go grab them joints. This company has meal prep containers on sale this week. Go grab them. My affiliate link is in the bio. Things like that. If you jumped on my email list, I will send you the deals. I will talk about the Theragun Mini. We can discuss it out loud. Just tell me what your thoughts are. I'm going to make this YouTube video. If you come with any good content or you say something dope, I'm going to put it in the YouTube video. I'll shout you out. Now you're getting UGC, user-generated content, right? You can grow your community so fast on Clubhouse for this, because there's nobody talking about it yet, but there's a lot of people like you there, right? There's a lot of trainers there. It could just be, you could do 2 clubs, one for your clientele and one for just trainers to vent to each other, because trainers love to vent to each other about the dumb stuff we do. You know what I'm saying?
none
So
of those. So
if you invent both of those clubs, um, you're controlling the narrative, you're controlling the story, and you will grow. You will grow automatically. I can just tell you that. That's just going to happen. And remember, we haven't touched the Android folk yet. So according
no, we
to the, oh, let me pull this. I want to make sure I state this stat correctly. But according to the owners, last month they grew 2 million users on Clubhouse. Last 30 days.
that is a lot.
No S. That is a metric. That is a metric ton. A metric S ton, as I like to say. Let's see. Keely is saying something over here. What she said. Keely said, I was buffering for a long time, and now I natively schedule my posts on separate platforms. I ended up needing to tailor posts. Yes, that's true. It is true. So that's one of the reasons why, Keely, I'm about Agora Post, because it still lets me post natively to each native app, even though it's in one thing. Buffer doesn't kind of really do that. Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. Before it gets too big, Lola, and you seriously should fill out that app today. Oh, one of the other things they said that we are aggressively growing our support team so that we can get clubs the same day approval.
Drop.
Same day approval. Come on now. Get it started before it becomes too late, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. This is literally a 5-minute process. And some of y'all are still wondering, what is Clubhouse going to do? Who cares what it's going to do? Right now, it's on fire. If it explodes a month later, you didn't do a lot of work. You did a tiny little bit of work and grew. I swear to you, I BS you not, over the last month, almost 1,500 new subs from Clubhouse alone.
Wow.
Are y'all listening? Y'all still sleeping? We had this conversation between Diana and I. We about to turn purple in the face because we keep telling you that is where the money is at. Hey, guess what? Go outside, walk 3 steps out your door, take 5 steps to the right and 6 steps forward, and right next to that tree, pull out your little shovel and dig down 2.5 feet. There is a bucket of gold. Y'all would do every single one of that. It takes less work to set up your Clubhouse club than to do what I just said. It was harder for me to spit that BS example out than it was for you to actually sign up for your club. Just think about it.
That's gem right there.
I'm trying to explain. There you go. Let me hit the button for myself. I'm trying to explain it to you folks. Like, no matter what your thing is, like, I know Keely's a coach. Keely could do a room just for coaches. Coaches, how do you put up with, adolescents and collegiates at full raging hormones, but, try to maintain their mission, or try to maintain their fitness, or try to maintain the mental side of their game. I mean, just coaches alone, bruh, there's probably fantastic conversations to be held around that. Or, it could be umpires, or just how do you deal with crazy moms? Like my DJ partner, Scott, like, he's a hockey ref. And so he just started a YouTube channel about refereeing. And probably one of the things that they talk about the most is, like, how to not want to kill the hockey players when they get in your face and start yelling stupid stuff. Hold on. Let me pull this up for Lee is in the building. So since Lee is launching, let me go ahead and pull this up for Lee. I posted this the other day, and I should keep the link handy because it's going to keep coming up. Boom. All right, here we go. I'm going almost there. Boom, boom, boom. Club request form. Hurry up. There we go. This is the link to
What's
the.
the requirement for that though?
There is no
Absolutely fine.
requirement. The requirement is you fill out this damn form before I get mad. That's the requirement. Crisp and clean with no caffeine. Sorry. There you go. So you can do either way. You can click clubhouseguide.com and then jump down and request a form, or you can just go directly to the form in my first link. Yeah. But it's crazy. You know what? Bruh, just do hockey coach room. And again, a lot of people are like vexed because they want to see the, again, vanity metrics, bruh. Vanity metrics. They want to see these 1,000 people rooms. You're not going to get that right away. But trust me, if they're pulling in 2 million users every month, okay, and understand that way software works, these things scale. Okay, so think about it. If December was 2 million users, trust you me, January will be 2.5, and then March will be 3. And then by the time we get to May, they'll probably be onboarding people 5 million at a time. And then in May, when they drop out Android, that's going to volumize from like, you know, at that point, let's say call it 12 million, that would immediately almost double from 12 million to close to 20 million, if not the full 24 million. So think about it. By the time next Christmas shopping season rolls around, let's say by the time my birthday, let's just put a guess on this, all right? We're going to come back and we're going to check this. I'm going to gather, provided nothing crazy happens, at a minimum, at an absolute minimum, Clubhouse will be at 10 million users come September by my birthday. My real guess, because I like my number, it's my lucky number, I'm going to guess that Clubhouse will be at 22 million users come September. Y'all write that down and check me, because I'm willing to take that bet. And y'all still going to be going, I wonder what I should call my club. You can call your club Chicken Feet, dummy. Just get it done. It doesn't matter. Get it done. Trust me, get it done before it becomes too late. Y'all sleeping. We had this conversation in December. Y'all still ain't got the room done. They just added 2 million people. Imagine if 1.1% of that 2 million people came to your room, liked your content, and subscribed to you. How many users would that have equaled so far? Anybody know what 1.1% of 2 million is? I mean, 2 million?
You're right on about Clubhouse though, because we are, all of us, even though we are a big number on Clubhouse, already we in the early phase, early stage of Clubhouse. So this is, you're right. This is the time to really maximize on that and use this time to just pick up from there, blow up.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yes, Rob, we do have hockey here in Hawaii. Turns out hockey's played inside in buildings where ice rinks exist. We have an ice rink, so we do play hockey here. It's funny. I'm just reading. Get him. Oh yes, I will put you guys together, Coach Frenchie. Let's see. Rob's making fun of me. Yeah. Okay, we're cool. Yes, we even have a curling club here. That is correct, June. Explain it to them. Remember that was all the rage at the Olympics. It was with the broom. I think if I tried that, I would fall flat on my face and end up whacking my head on one of those giant stones. It would be absolutely funny. You know what I'm saying?
That'd be entertainment for the viewers. So
Yeah. So again, like I think it's very important that for all of you guys that haven't done it yet, right? You think about it, and so like for Keely, right? She can make a room for coaches. She can make a room for female umpires. She can make a room for just women's sports talk, period. She covers all three of those things. right? You could do nutrition. You could do, what was the other word that I was looking for? Now my brain just went dumb. Results-based exercise, muscle imbalance, correct your muscle imbalance. There's a room right there. Corrective exercise. You can lead stretch from Clubhouse. Phone on the table. All right, everybody in the room, stand up, put your feet together. You don't need to see nobody. They got Radio Taiso in Japan. Radio Taiso is like every morning exercise. The whole freaking country, they be outside. Just listening to the guy on the radio. Now they have it on YouTube, but back in the day, it started on the radio. You ever seen the movie Gung Ho, where all the employees go outside and exercise in the morning? That's a known quantity in many places. We just don't do it here because we're Americans and we're fat and we're lazy, but that's a different story. So yeah, you can. I mean, the possibilities are bombaclat. They're endless. You can kill it. You can absolutely kill it. Okay, thank you, Fulgens, for putting it on the record. If I get that before that, trust me, guys, I'm going to say to y'all, I'm going to moonwalk. I'm going to moonwalk all over the place, and I'm going to be like, y'all should have listened to me, because it would be really funny if they pulled that off in like May as soon as they open Android. But, yeah, I'm telling you, it's going to happen. Trust me. Absolutely trust me. Like, if you haven't started your club yet, you are tripping. It's a first user advantage. I think that's what the terminology is. Yes, first user advantage. Like, the reason why. What is this called?
Tissue, paper tissue.
Yeah, Kleenex tissue. No matter what the box, this is real, but no matter what the box said, we still call them Kleenex. When you make a photocopy, people still say Xerox, right? It's because there was first user advantage, right? To this day, people still say Xerox. There are almost no Xerox copiers anywhere. They're Ricoh, Canon, or the Toshiba are the normal ones you see. IBM Work Center, right? There are very few actual Xerox in the workforce. If you go to Kinko's right now, look across their counter, I don't think none of them joints are Xerox. They're mostly Ricoh, but we still go in to make a Xerox copy. So this is why all of you guys sleeping on not making your Clubhouse rooms. And you're like, well, I don't know how to run the room. Cool. Call Liz. There will be a metric ton of Liz's as soon as people figure it out. For right now, call Liz. She got you. Like, she will show you how to run the room until you figure it out. Maybe you never run the room. Maybe you always bring in a professional moderator to moderate for you. And that is okay. I get asked to MC events all the time. When anybody in the company could stand there and do it, but they'd rather have me do it. Because they all claim to be shy on some absolute BS. I have no idea what. But cool, I'll take it. Yes. She's a field hockey. Boom. I get it. FH umpires. I just read it as Humphreys. I got it. Field hockey umpires. Oh, man. I remember in high school, we had a day of the year where all the girls played the guy sports and all of the guys played the girl sports, and we had to play field hockey. Yo, we got wrecked. Those girls beat us senseless. It was so horrible. It was so horrible. It is a very hard thing to do. That's kind of funny. Yes.
Do you have any videos anywhere so that we wouldn't
No.
need to?
No, there was no such thing as videos back then. Thank goodness. There would have been film, yes, but there's no actual videos back then. That would have been so horrible. Yes. Yeah, yes, Lee. People are trying to grow their DJ business on Clubhouse, which is just funny. Yeah, you say Clorox. Yep, people still say Clorox, but it's bleach. You know, actually, we're weird. We try to buy actual Clorox blend bleach. I don't know why, but yeah. Oh, this is super funny. Corey's super funny with the Frigidaire. Yes, my grandma used to always say Frigidaire. Like, yo, we got a Kenmore. You know what I'm saying? I know they exist. The building is down the street from my house too, but I'm just saying Rico is kind of like the number ones that you see out when I go to do tech support calls. That's normally what you see. Uh, Keely says she got her party hat on. Okay, so yeah, that's going to be to me at the end. That's just Fulgens. Stop. Fulgens said to Keely they like the name because that's the initials. Got it. Super funny. So in your process of growing, I think that your first gasoline, like to absolutely gas your channel right now, is probably going to be the Clubhouse room. That's why I saved it for last. Like that and your tripwire that grows your email list. Those would be the two steps that I would try to volumize as soon as possible because those are going to be the ones that absolutely catch your entire world on fire. It's crazy, but it is what it is. You guys remember like last month, I believe it was, last month around the 16th, I sent out a thing that I hit 6,500. I'm at 7,650 as we speak. That's a month and 5 days away. That's crazy, right? Like I know, and we're not, we tell everyone don't pay attention to the vanity metrics because that will throw you off. But it's just important to know that if you do the right stuff, you'll get there so fast. Like it's kind of crazy, but it is. Yeah, here's a prime example. Look at this. Eeny, meeny, miny. Where's that button? No, not that button. This button. This was 7,000 was January 5. 7,500 was January 18. 3 days long. Not even from the 5 to the 18 is 13 days.
13 days.
Are you feeling me? That's the Clubhouse bump right there. And Miss D and I have been barking Clubhouse since November. No, you don't. I'm going to say no, you don't. Get one, though, if you can, but you don't. I mean, yes, if you can get one, by all means do so. But I'm going to guess you don't. I think people put too much in, like, oh, I need this, not enough time in the day, and blah, blah. I can find 2 hours in every person's day. I guarantee you, if I pulled 100 people out of that group and you let me comb your day, I can find 2 hours out of your day. I watched 2 episodes of All Rise last night, so I burnt 2 hours right there. Well, 42 minutes apiece, plus snacks. But yeah, I mean, straight up, I can probably find 2 hours in almost any person's day where they're doing nothing. And it's okay. Like you gotta take your rest. You gotta do your thing. But just know when you're doing it at what cost. It's so cool. It's simple. If this is the life you're trying to get at, then some other stuff got to peel. I know for a fact, I got homies that watch both of those games on Sunday. And they're neither a Chiefs or Bills or Buccaneers or Packers fan. But they sat there and watched all 4 hours of them games for no reason because their team got booted. It's as soon as the last game of the season went and the Raiders was out, I don't need to see football until next year. I'm done. I won't even watch the Super Bowl. I'll watch the commercials on YouTube the next day. While everybody is watching that mess, I'll be working on my channel. I'm just saying.
You mentioned you actually said you use a great word when you were speaking. You mentioned risk. I think that's what actually get to people, and the reason why
What
many
risk?
make a lot of excuse. When you were talking, I don't remember it all, but I you know, you said take the risk, and that is from the comment from Vaughn that he needs assistant. We tend to I think we tend to make a lot of excuses to start a project because it just feels comforting to avoid taking the risk, taking that leap of faith and start on a project. So we just convince ourselves that we need XYZ, which yes, an assistant is it'd be great to have an assistant to do
Oh,
all the
me
things,
too.
but you don't want to start. So
No,
you just
I
need, I
mean,
think you just need to manage your time better.
yeah, like straight up, like I would love to have about three, four of them, but don't need one. Because then that's something else. Then you still gotta. It doesn't necessarily. Here's the truth. Okay, wait. Let me fix this. If I could just, you know, boom, Wonder Twin powers deactivate, form of two of me, that's fine. If I got an assistant right now, I got to spend a month making them think the way I think. And most people don't think the way I think. So even an assistant's going to piss me off because they'll be like double checking and afraid. And is this okay before? No, I don't. If you double check with me one more time, I'm going to punch you in the face. I need you to be willing to take that. Make the mistake. Make the mistake. We can correct it. But keep asking me so you don't make a mistake. I'm going to lose my mess. Because, like, make mistakes. Who cares? It's not that big a deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would rather people go, make mistakes, correct, than to plod. I can't stand plotters. They irritate me. Like, they irritate me to no end, right? And then, yet, you know, I think I was talking about this with Ms. D yesterday. There's people who are coming up with these excuses and these fears and like whatever, but I'm like, yo, it's a screen, bro. What can the screen do to you? What are you afraid of the screen for? It's right here. It's plastic. It can do nothing to you, right? But there's folks out here that get up today, got in a 4,000-pound piece of steel, rolling on four this thick pieces of rubber, and moved at 40 miles an hour amongst another 4,000 of those same pieces of steel. Not a second thought. Some of them on the phone while they doing it. That is more dangerous than diving into this mission. But they're not afraid of that. Matter of fact, they're fitting to jump in that joint and go to lunch right now. They have zero fear of that. That can actually freaking kill you. Sitting in the chair, clicking, hey, everybody, check it out. I'm live. That's not going to kill you. There's no bullet coming out of this lens. You live where Miss Diana live, you might just shot just going to the mailbox. I'm joking. She's going to kill me for that.
Yes.
but you know what I'm saying? People have no fear of that stuff. You know, they just ate, 4 bags of chips and 42 scoops of ice cream. They ain't scared of that. But like, oh, if I go live, I might catch a fire. No. So what are you afraid of? You're afraid of nothing. You talking yourself a bunch of. I'm sorry. That one heats me so bad because people will get in their car
That's
every
okay.
day. You know what I'm
You know, I
saying?
had to tell I had someone in my inbox asking me questions about like how do I find the courage to sit in front of a camera, whether it's live or making videos and all. I had to. I mean, I'm passionate about it too. It gets to me. I mean, all the excuses. I really hate excuses. Like, look, if it's important, you find a way. If it's not, you make excuses. And I literally had to tell them that, well, if you're afraid that putting yourself in front of a camera will kill you, guess what? You will pass out before you die. And that's how the conversation actually ended. So, but yeah, I hear what that was a dark joke, by the way. But I hear what you're saying. It can be it can be stressing, especially if you're not accustomed to be in front of the camera, or you shy. But guess it gets better the more you do it, and the better it gets. And yeah, just press that button, as you said, Doug. You press the button and you do what you have to do, and then you leave.
Okay, so first of all, yeah, Kevin, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying and you and Vaughn, like, I'm not saying not to get a VA. As a matter of fact, get one yesterday if you can afford to get one. But to say that you need one is a different thing, because you don't. But getting one, oh, by all means. I told you I would get 10 if I could, right? By all means. Matter of fact, I'll probably be at one very soon. Like, I've already come to the conclusion I would get one yesterday, because I know how to delegate. I'm just loathing trying to train people out of this method of fear. I'd rather my VA do what they needed to do and make all the mistakes in the world than to keep asking me if this is okay, because that will get on my absolute nerves, right? You talking about you need a VA that's like second brain assistant. Okay, that's cool. I'm cool with that. But my point is not the VA part. That's just an element of it. The point is the amount of excuses that folks is out here making as not to go at this. I know because I made them. I made them excuses. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking from experience. I have made those excuses. So we're not allowing that. No. And the other one that kills me is the shy thing, though, because I'm telling you that is not a trait. There's no such thing as shy. That's some crap that people have made up. Shy, the Loch Ness Monster, the Abominable Snowman, also nicknamed Yeti, also named after a crappy microphone and ice cooler. Bigfoot, like the closest thing we got to Bigfoot in the group, we got people in there that are more close to actual Sasquatch than the Sasquatch. I know it's the logo of Kim's hometown, but yeah, that's about it. You know what I mean? Like that's where Shy goes up in there with me. Somebody done told you that mess, you believe it, and now you working your way to make it stick, but it is not real. So just take that away. Because again, it's more dangerous to drive the vehicle that you drive every day than to come on YouTube, start a channel, and get crickets. Crickets are fine, but you did it. You know what I'm saying? 5 views is fine because you did it. Not doing it when you should, that's not fine. Somebody needs to hear your story. Somebody needs to hear what you got to say. You holding on to pertinent information and not putting it out over some vanity issue like being shy is you being an AWOD, because you could probably help someone that needs to hear what you got to say, especially if you have the knowledge or the experience. That makes sense?
It
Y'all
totally
got to let that
does.
marinate. Y'all are conflating. I'm tired of y'all already. Y'all are conflating. Okay, listen, let me fix this for all of you guys that insist on conflating. Everyone needs a VA as soon as they can afford it. But unconflate this. If that is your excuse for not doing what you need to do, you are full of goat. Okay? Now, can we unconflate it now? Do you guys hear me now? Okay? Everyone get a VA tomorrow. But if that is stopping you from doing what you're supposed to do, you are making an excuse. Now, can we let it? Y'all turning me up in here. What's wrong? Y'all are missing the point. That's why folks be stuck, because they missing the point. Thank you, Mr. Riley. Thank you. It's so easy, like tell you the point. I'm going to miss that point because I don't want to hear that. I want to hear I need a VA because I'm busy. Why you laughing, Lola?
No.
She's laughing because she's like, ooh, y'all done did it. Y'all done machete doc. There you go, Miss I know you know. I know you know. Yeah. Yes. It's funny, like, because Tim Ferriss done started that mess. Tim Ferriss done got everybody believing that they need. I had for a little bit, and they were good, but it was also super irritating because they were afraid to mess up. So I spent a lot of time like, why you wait to call me to do that? You could have just done it. You know, it was kind of strange. But yeah.
Well, that's the thing with assistant. If you get, you get an assistant, you tell them exactly what it is that you want and how you do things. You don't. If you have to spend even 5 minutes to, because they told you, because they're afraid of making a mistake, you need to replace them because the
100%.
reason you're getting, uh, yeah, the
100%.
reason you're getting an assistant is to help make your work as efficient as possible. So if they hinder that, they need to go. You need another assistant to make that happen.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing at Corey and his wife because they said if you had kids, you have three VAs. We got all three of them. It's a process, and then they'll leave, I'm sure. But I'm trying to get my return on investment because their cuteness ran out. That's what I'm talking about right there. That is the money shot. I say it all the time, man. I wish I could convince the sister-in-law to let me put my 11-year-old niece to work on this stuff. Because number one, she'd be fantastic as a YouTuber. But number two, like getting her involved in all of this stuff, answering comments and doing some other stuff now, teaching her how to make thumbnails and stuff now. So when she is, able to have her own channel, she would just be fired because she's so freaking smart. She is scary smart. Like, it cracks me up how scary smart she is sometimes. She'll say stuff to me, and I'm just like, where in the heck did you get that from? And then, of course, they all look at me, and they point to me. And I'm like, yo, not my fault. Like, I didn't teach her that. She figured that out on her own. And they go, yeah, but the idea of going and figuring out all your own, that's all you. And I'm like every time I'm like, why are you such a wise ass? She's like, you? I'm like, It was super funny. 'Cause, yeah, that kid is an absolute rock star. So so you know what, Corey them. See, that's a Hawaii statement. You guys are not that far off from the truth. That's probably 100% correct. David has a small VA army going on in his house too, so he can be like, y'all go wire up them keyboards and get the mic and stuff together, because they could probably do that. David teaches kids to be sound engineers so that way he can cut his workload down. It's kind of genius. Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? It's funny. Kevin. It's funny. I was getting confused looking at this icon. That book is dope. Like, it is very dope, but it also has a lot of, I don't know. I'm not the hugest fan of Tim Ferriss because he got a lot of people sold on goods without giving the full instructions. We talked about this earlier today, and there's a couple of different types of gurus out there. There's the ones that give you like half the instructions, and then there's the ones that give you all of the instructions. And so what you end up with is a whole bunch of people buying into his process, but they're not getting like the pick this pencil up, put it in the right hand, hold it at a 45-degree angle, move up and down the paper like such until such words comes out. And that's what people want, And again, like I found the book to be good for me because I know how to just take the concept and run. But if you read the negative stuff about the book, it's kind of funny because they're not wrong. They're just misguided. So yeah, I think the other thing, which I was bad about, I was full hustle culture person for the longest time, and I considered a lot of the people that wouldn't bust hustle culture to be lazy. But I'm starting to realize it's not exactly that. There's more to it. And I think a lot of it has to do more with the mindset of failing than actually lazy. I think lazy is an easy blanket to throw over stuff without digging in to find out what's actually holding someone back. I think lazy is a quick label that I want to try not to throw at people. Because given the opportunity, I'm finna be lazy. There's no lie. And most people, as hard as I work and as much stuff as I do, and the run, if you gave me a Sunday and be like, you know what, you good, don't do nothing, just sit here, marinate, bag of chips, dip, and then catch up on some sci-fi, yo, I'm like, ain't going nowhere, you know? So I think we have to be careful with the hustle and lazy labels because it breaks people. It causes people to like, yeah. And I didn't think that way until recently. All of the talk about the negative of hustle culture came out. And even Gary Vee, who sort of invented the modern hustle culture, even he's like, yo, okay, we got to dial this back. Some of y'all are making yourself sick. I guess that's where you come in, Lola. Is right? Teaching people how to maintain the proper health, right? All right, cool. All right, so since you're here today and we're wrapping this joint up, give everyone an advice. Give out your free prize inside today. Oh yeah, by the way, read that book, Free Prize Inside. Okay, go ahead.
Well, there's a few things that we can definitely do. You said it earlier. We do a lot of work at home. We sit a lot, and try to, I would say, yes, set alarms in your phone so that to remind you to get up and walk around every 15 to 20 minutes. It may sound like too much, but it will actually be really good for your body, because sitting all the time is actually really good. That's how we get muscle weakness and tightness, which do lead to injuries, and we want to avoid injuries as much as possible. Set alarms in your phone as well to remind you to keep hydrated. And when you get hydrated, go for water, not your favorite beer, for instance, because water is more beneficial to you than the beer. I'm not saying that don't ever have beer, but have more water. And make sure that you
Are you sure
sleep.
about that? Wait, can we discuss that more? No, I'm joking. I don't drink beer anyway. So,
I don't
but the two in common though, that's an important thing. Thank you, David. I wanted to say thank you to David real quick because we was busy ranting, so I didn't see that. Thank you, David. I appreciate you, brother.
but yeah, also make sure that you sleep enough. And this is something that I agree we all struggle with. And just recently I've started to actually I've started to implement better sleep pattern for me. So yes, make sure that you get plenty of sleep. um that's I mean, simple things like this will make huge differences in your life and your well-being.
It's funny because I just started to get that more like sleep thing recently, and at first I used to think it was whack. I still think it's whack to a certain extent because America is probably the only country that's on full 8, whereas like in Japan everybody is 6 and they live long, but America would tell you is 8. But we also take Saturday and Sunday off. They only take one day off a week. So it's funny, like there's a weird thing about, and it's funny, Kevin just kind of put out about being 50-50 hustle and lazy. But yeah, what happens is when you learn it, it becomes purpose and intent. You know what I mean? When you do things with purpose and intent, I think there's a whole different situation from just hustling fast and going nowhere, right? Like we talked about 100 miles an hour in the wrong direction, still going the wrong way. You know what I mean? You can go 20 miles an hour in the right direction and you're doing better than the person that's like busy, but going nowhere. And we all work with that person who looks like they're busy as heck, always stressing out. But when you look at their output at the end, they ain't done nothing. It's like, what was this person doing? I just see them bustle all the time, but they just bustle, like busy bustle, so that the boss can think that they're doing something, but they ain't done a damn thing. We all know that one person, and if you don't know that person, it's you. that's that's
I
funny.
like that. Good one.
No, it's super funny. So yeah, but once I started getting that sleep thing better because like I got insomnia and you know always felt like I needed to get more stuff done. Yeah, I feel so much better, bro. Like getting like normal sleep, yeah, I feel way, way better. So even then, on days like today where I can only do a 6, I'm cool with it, you know, because I'm been caught the other way around. It's just when you do a bunch of 6s in a row and then they turn into a 5, and then all of a sudden you got to do a 4, you're like stuck for 2 weeks. You know what I mean? So I guess it was just a leftover from the military, because in the military we get 4 or 5, period. So I was well trained on that for a long time. Yeah, it's cool. Um, yeah, this one, Kim, is very true. I'm I'm still like doing it. So I finally just put in one of those apps in my phone about Drink the Water app, and then it will just remind you, because I was getting bad about the water thing, man. Like Miss Eileen said she went to go grab some water. That's funny. Yeah, I was getting really, really bad about the water thing. So the best thing you can do is get yourself a Yeti. Mine's upstairs. Get yourself a Yeti or a Hydro Flask and fill that sucker up and just keep it nearby so that you can just drink, you know? All right, so I
And you
did
can
put in
also
the description. Go ahead.
yeah, you can also use another trick with using a jug of water. It doesn't have to be the entire jug, because that is a gallon of water, and we don't all need a gallon, because a gallon of water it can be too much for one person and too little for another one. But definitely set alarms. When you if you set alarms, remind yourself that yes, get a glass of water. That could be an alarm by itself, and set that. I would say eight, between 8 to 10 times, so 10 alarms of that. And whenever that rings, don't just shut it off. Really go get some water.
So
Get
then
a
there's no
glass.
5 hour
Or
streams, because then you'd be like, then you'd be like, I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go. That's super funny. All right, that's cool. Joanna brings up something very important about putting the fruit in there. Yeah, I love to slice lemons and stuff in mine, just because it just makes it easier. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, that one's a big one. And increase your intake of romaine. If you increase your intake of romaine and iceberg, you're adding lots of water. Or cucumbers. You're adding lots and lots and lots of water. So
watermelon too, and cucumber. They have
yeah,
lots of water.
cucumber. I just remember Maki
Yeah.
B. Cucumber. 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 If you guys don't know about the Maki B cucumber song, go YouTube that real quick. That'll have you wanting to eat cucumber. It's nice and healthy. Cucumber. Good for the brain. Cucumber. Make you, yeah, whatever. I'm not going to do it, but it's super funny. It's literally one of the, let me find the links. I can send it to everyone. It's super funny. It's literally one of the funniest videos. Maccabi cucumber. Okay, I'm gonna put this in here. I don't want to get sued by him, so I'm not gonna. I'll put it here. Everybody watch this video about cucumber. There you go.
Oh, Misha is saying she needs to sleep now. Team no sleep.
Yeah, it's okay if you got something you need to drop out and you got to get it going. Yeah, I understand it. Take that time and get your hustle move on. But other than that, we just got to figure this stuff out. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
I put in the descriptions lots and lots and lots of ways you guys can get in contact with Lola. Most of you guys know how to find her in the group, chopping folks up. But yeah, thank you, Lola, for coming through. We're going to work on your plan. We're going to check back in. Let's say we check back in 3 months and see how we grew. How about that? We're at 530.
Yes.
I think we can hit that 1,000 in 3 months if you do what we said.
I definitely will. And by the way, now, well, you're making it official. I have to call out on someone too, because I'm relying on them to help me, and that is David, the digital Buddha, because
You got him. Digital
David
Buddha.
will have work to do.
Yes. So, actually, to be honest with you, if you do this club thing like I want you to do and host these clubhouse rooms, I think you can nail that 1,000 by the end of February. I BS you not.
we we're putting in on paper to make it reality and work on that. Yeah. I'm actually
Okay.
fired up to like after this stream. I'm gonna jump on Clubhouse and actually go sign up I mean apply
There you go.
for one or two. So like, oh
It's
my god,
coming.
let's make this
It's
happen.
it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, that's where the money is at. I mean, that's where the party is happening. Okay, gang, let's play some music and boom. That's loud. Okay, quick reminder, don't forget, we'll be back Saturday. We're gonna do this again. Uh we'll get it there. Yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen on Saturday. And don't forget there's Zoom call happening Saturday. So if you haven't already got that figured out, you haven't got your stuff together, you're not ready for the Zoom call, just click the link in the description, jump over to the Buy Me a Coffee page and get yourself ready. If you're already a member or a patron, you're good. You're just going to be there. We're going to have a good Zoom call. And we got Rob coming up on the show very soon. Mr. Rob we're going to talk about the Disney blog. And that's going to be so much fun because, yeah, it's Disney. So, hey, there's that. But thank you guys, and we'll see you again soon. Aloha.
Thank you, Doug.
Play the file. It's not playing the file.